What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another of the Cauldron Chronicles. We're so happily to wow, we're off to a fucking great start. I'm so happy to be here, guys. We're so stoked. As always, it's nice to be playing D&D with your boys. We got the homies here, as you can see. But this is officially Session 2 of The Mists of Mount Voros. I hope you guys enjoyed the first campaign. If you haven't caught it already and you'd like to catch up before you watch this one, it is up on the YouTube. Feel free to swing by and check it out. And, you know, subscribe and do all that shit. Oh, Vite Coral got disadvantage from Kieran, and I got an advantage. Feels good. Feels good. But yeah, welcome in, everybody. We're happy to be back. As for announcements, it's mostly business as usual today. I will be trying to do a Way Back Wednesday stream after work on Wednesday. I get off at 4, so expect me live around like 5 or 6. 5 Eastern if I start at 6 my time. Other than that, it's going to be kind of just random this week as we have a lot of hours to go through. With all that being said, as you can see, I have my intrepid homies with me as always. I'm going to give them a chance to say hello, introduce themselves in case any of y'all don't know them already. We're going to start with JTB because he's right beneath me. Go for it, buddy. What you got going on?
Howdy. I'm just JTB. Mostly just on other people's streams nowadays until I can move. But I do a lot of challenging stuff, like play video games harder than they need to be, like knife runs on Resident Evil and things like that. And then I make a lot of noises. That's pretty much my whole stick, is just making sounds like and stuff like that. So
We're gonna get you playing like a monster in one of these campaigns. Next up, Ryan. What do you got going on, buddy?
Just loving life. We raised $85 for the Breakfast Club of Canada from our charity stream. It was insane. The goal was 20. I wanted $20 and what the hell. But other than that, we're just gonna hang out like normal. Try and get as many streams in before Thursday, where I'm getting a bunch of teeth taken out, so that you won't see me for a bit.
Or you could just stream high as fuck on all the painkillers from the dentist.
That's the plan. Yeah, I might just do.
Just commit to the bit. Commit to being unhinged. And of course, finally, we got Chris, who is not a streamer himself, but if you guys want, go drop a follow and fucking, you know, maybe one day he'll stream. What do you got going on, buddy?
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm eating an apple pear.
There you go. There you go. Shout out an apple pear. Can't go wrong. Other than that, I don't think there's anything really new. Keep an eye out for our episodes on YouTube. They come out every Friday after the game on Monday. What's an apple pear? It's like a papple, if you will.
It's technically called an Asian pear. It's the size and consistency of an apple, but 1,000 times juicier and better.
Shout out apple pear. Shout out apple pear. And yeah, like literally, it's
we love them juicy.
They're pretty great. I'm a big fan. What's up, Mama Bear and Candace? How you doing? Welcome in as well. Everybody from the top, we got Kieran, Kayla. I appreciate you, beautiful folks. Kayla, I'm excited for movie night later. Caffeinated Zombie, Retro, Food Safety, Caffeinated Zombie. I think it's did already. I don't think I missed anyone. If I did, I still love you. I still love you, no matter what. Don't even worry about that. But just everyone point at once. That's gonna be the next clip.
Love.
Do you believe in love after love?
So, with all that wonderful stuff being said, no, I love you. No, I love you. Okay. All that wonderful stuff being said, we do have a game to get to here. So, let's jump back in where we left off last week. When last we left the party, they had arrived in the town of Fort Mistmere, a fur and lumber trading town kind of along the northern coast of Varosia in a place called Rook's Bay. They sailed in, well, Vite Carl and Xechasmeno sailed in on their ship, were greeted with a display of firearms, I wouldn't say skill per se, but training, and then arrived in the city or town and spent some time meandering through the streets, kind of familiarizing themselves with the area. Eventually meeting up with Dusty Sharpclaw, Tabaxi Ranger, who was taking up residence in the Rotten Timber Tavern here in Fort Mistmere. It was revealed that you would be sharing a room with this individual, as you had all come here for the same reason, and your accommodations were being paid for by the local law firm who sent you the letter of arrival, or the letter summoning you here. Wanting to spend a little time, perhaps exploring a little, maybe make a little money on the side, the party followed Dusty out into the forest, but not before stopping at a couple of the local shops and meeting some of the local shopkeepers. Karl made a little bit of an impression on one of the gnomes running the blacksmith shop, and eventually they followed Dusty out into the woods. But unfortunately, as the mists began rolling in, it seemed like you had lost your way, and in a snap moment decision, the party decided to run in whatever direction they thought they needed to go. You did eventually find your destination, a seemingly abandoned lumber camp here in the Festerwood Forest. However, as it turns out, it wasn't entirely abandoned. There was a number of corpses littering the ground, and an ambush of large kind of mist woven spiders who came out of the mists and disappeared back into them almost as quickly as they came, seemingly a part of the mist themselves. Realizing that there were more chasing you down in the forest, you quickly grabbed the head of the local foreman, which was laying conveniently on the ground, and sprinted your way back to Fort Mistmere with the sounds of these creatures bounding through the forest behind you. As you made your way into the clearing in front of the gates, one of the massive spiders jumped out of the top of the forest and was soaring through the air towards you when you heard a sound like thunder and saw a bright flash and plume of smoke from atop the walls. Their somewhat shrouded figure, wearing a wide-brimmed cap, slung a musket over his shoulder as the spider was just blown back into a cloud of mist. And as you all are running forward, we're going to pick up there. You see the figure aim and shoot, and the three of you are running towards the gates. What do you want to do?
Well,
I don't
still
think-
a giant. Oh, go, you go.
I was gonna say, I don't think Dusty hesitates. He's been around gunfire, so at this point, he's mostly just trying to get to the gate to start hollering up.
Okay. Oh, damn! We're getting a raid, Arcane Ryan, party of 16. Welcome in, homies! Thank you so
love
much
both
for the
those
raid.
names.
That's true, we have our own Ryan right here. This is
Hi,
our Ryan.
I love you.
Have you not met Arcane Ryan yet?
Have I?
You should go drop a follow. If there's any person in the world on Twitch I see you getting along with, that is one of them. Man's got
Ryan.
Man's
We've
got
gotta
a
become
voice.
buddies.
A voice for show tunes, my friend. Trust me. There's no streamer I would recommend more for
You said
you.
we'd be friends. You wouldn't say I would marry this person. Goddamn.
You might want to talk to Arcane Ryan about that one first, but I'm sure that got something you guys can discuss.
Show tunes.
Voice of an angel, face of a god, facts. I couldn't agree more. Thank you for the raid, Ryan, though. It means so much that you thought of us and raided into our second D&D stream of this campaign. We're very excited. You're going to bed. If you're sleepy and need to get some rest, feel free to do so. We're just going to be chilling, playing some D&D for the next couple hours. We love creatives. We do. If y'all haven't already, go follow Ryan. Same thing I said to our Ryan Stans. If you like show tunes and good singing and awesome vibes, this is the place for you. Go check it out. Please do. Thank you for the follow, Japani Caddy. I appreciate it. Sorry, I got absolutely sidetracked by the awesome raid there. JTB, what were you saying, buddy, as you were running towards the gate? Just refresh my memory on that one.
Because of how used to this he probably is, well, aside from running away from fucking mist spiders, aside from that part, I feel like he's used to hearing gunshots, things like that, defending, or at least hearing the sounds of the wall being defended. So he wouldn't really hesitate. He's just heading to the wall until he can start shouting up to try to get the gate open.
Okay. Anyone else want to contribute while all this is happening and just following me?
Bounding along as a hyena, and around the time hearing the gunshot and seeing the wall, you would just kind of see the hyena kind of start to fall to pieces, little bits of fur just, and then before you know it, Karl just kind of bursts through the front of his face, just, and it starts running along.
poofs the fur collar on your jacket and runs towards the gate. Xechas, anything?
I'm just gonna run, and as I'm turning back behind me, I see the swarm of spiders, right?
Roll me a perception check.
Okay.
And as you're running towards the gate, Dusty, you don't see shit.
It's a 2.
You don't see a damn
see
thing. You just see a wall of fog with trees kind of poking ominously out of the top as you run towards the gate, but you do not see any further spiders making their way towards you. Grim with the raid of 5! Let's go, buddy! Thank you! I appreciate it. We're getting all the raids today. You guys making us feel all the love. I couldn't appreciate you all more. Thank you, guys.
I'm just gonna go and keep running.
Okay, we're screaming fair. So as you make your way towards the gate, thank you so much for the raid. We appreciate you bringing your community in. This is the second time you've raided our D&D game in the last 2 weeks. We love you. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We hope you enjoy the game as much as we're sure to enjoy playing it. As the three of you rush, I love that sound. Do that one more. Give me that one more time, please. Hi. Okay.
I can do it better.
Ah, it was perfect. It was perfect. As you... Sorry, still getting...
Raiders, the 4 men moaning in your ear.
We hope you love
3
the
men,
vibe.
and one of them's thwarping.
So, as the three of you approach what you now see to be the gate, you see it opening ever so slightly, but not the whole gate itself. Kind of a about 4 foot tall door that's kind of like a sally door that you can make your way out of if the main gate's not being used. You see it being opened, and the same guard who showed you guys out is just gesturing for you frantically to get in. We gotta hydrate, everybody.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm. Love that. So, the gate's being open, you see the guards like, oh, come on then, get in! Get in! He's just rushing you through. You look back.
Oh my god!
As you kind of look up on the wall again, Dusty in particular, you see this wide-brimmed hat-wearing individual, mostly cloaked in kind of a similar jacket to what you're wearing, but a little bit heavier looking. He just nods at you briefly, and as you run through the gate and pass the other side and look up, he's no longer there.
Oh, shit.
The door slams shut behind you. Bolt goes down on its lock. The guard... Oh, you're a fucking lucky bunch, aren't you?
Yeah, we got into a pickle there, but, well, we managed to survive that far, at least. Thank you for being there for the gate.
That's literally my job description, mate. Did you find anything?
Well, we did make it to the camp, but everybody there, as the other group said, is unfortunately gone.
Do you have any proof?
I'm gonna pull the head out of the fucking rucksack that I have.
He looks at it, he's like, that'll do. That'll do.
A lot of the bodies weren't in a very good state.
No, it was most grisly.
It was a massacre.
Jesus Christ. The guy just...
I just kind of raise an inquisitive eyebrow at you.
Bro, we're 20 minutes into the stream and you broke the fucking DM. God damn it. God fucking...
What did I do?
It was a massacre.
It was a massacre. Completely gruesome. Grisly. Positively ghastly.
I needed
Oh
this.
yes, they're all
knowledge.
fucking dead.
They're so dead. It's crazy. So, Jesus Christ. He kind of looks at the head. He says, "Yeah, that'll do. Why don't you bring that up to the garrison? See if you can't talk to someone. Might give you a bit of a reward for that."
I think we're gonna take a little sit down for a second. That was a lot.
Yeah, take all the time you need. It's gonna be sundown soon, though, so get yourself somewhere safe and warm.
Maybe we just kind of chill by the side of the road. I don't really want to take this head into the tavern. So, perhaps we just walk our way to the garrison first, actually.
Yes, perhaps that's wise.
Probably fair.
I'm gonna put all my stuff back into my bag of holding and pull out my walking staff.
Okay. So, as you guys kind of enter through this western gate here, Kind of taking in a bit more of the town now that you're just kind of catching your breath. You see here, kind of just along the road, is a rather tall gallows that looks like it's big enough to hang about 3 people at a time. You see 3 trapdoors kind of just hanging open loosely on it right now. And you follow this road north, and you're greeted by the only stone fortification in this town, which surrounds the entire garrison. It's a wall about 6 or 7 feet high, made up of stone bricks, with the wooden palisade that surrounds the rest of the town built right on top of that. So this is probably about a 12-foot, maybe 20-foot high wall, give or take. I'd say about 20 by the end. It's quite massive. You also see a series of lanterns that are hanging along it, but instead of the kind of trademark fire or oil lanterns you see burning here, they're kind of crackling with this almost arcane-like energy and getting off this very dull orange glow that's kind of lightly pulsating off of the lights.
Do I recognize those?
Roll me an intelligence check. Or Arcana, I guess. This would be Arcana. The level 2 goblins.
Okay. Yeah, just add another 2 to that. For Arcana.
9.
And then I'm gonna do the thing.
Do the
Not
thing,
from a
Zuli.
Do the thing. So 9. Plus 5. 14. You're not quite sure what they're called, but you did see similar kind of experimentations when you were training under Saul before coming here some time ago. It looks like a series of light attached by a series of wires that you know are powered by some kind of arcane means, but you're not super familiar with what exactly they might be. As far as you can tell, they're just arcane charged gemstones that give off this faint flickering orange light.
Okay, so not similar to what caused the incident.
Kind of. Approximately, like, along those lines, yes.
Oh, how interesting. Okay.
So, as you approach the gate, it is sealed tight, and you notice these doors, whereas the gates for the town itself are kind of a solid-looking wood and quite thick. These are very clearly doors that have been being reinforced quite heavily with a large amount of steel. They look quite significantly heavier than the doors on the gate, and there are 2 guards both standing out front. Each have a very familiar weapon, similar to the one Dusty uses, kind of just half slung over their shoulder, standing at attention. Can we help you?
Yeah,
sure hope so.
We were sent here by the front gate. We have information on the logging camp.
Oh, well, good. We've been looking for someone to go out and gather some information. I'm glad we managed to track you down. He just pounds the butt of his musket on the gate twice, and you hear the sound of a bolt being opened up on the inside, kind of like a large, similar to the one on the front gate, and it eventually begins to open. The first thing you see is a pretty massive mansion. Like, this looks like a very large house in comparison to all of the buildings in town here. The only one bigger, perhaps, would be the garrison there on the right, but it looks like this is most likely where the governor of this fort would live. You also see a back gate that leads. It is open currently, and there's a number of workers just bringing in goods on carts, on wagons. It looks like there may be a private dock behind there that they're currently unloading some goods. Everyone roll me a perception check if you would like to. You guys suck. There we go.
I'm not the perception dude.
That's true. You're the brains dude.
Yes.
Vitekar, are you rolling one?
Whoop.
It's up to you.
15.
It's optional. Okay, did not go through to roll 20.
Boo.
It did not. I would
weird.
check and make sure that everything is good.
Turn
But-
that back in.
Perception 16, Dusty. Okay.
It features and traits on your character sheet, right?
Plop. It helps if I open up the right game and roll 20. It looked just like ours.
Brother.
There we go. Now I'm gonna roll in
brother.
this dimension.
Yeah, roll in this dimension. We'll see what we get.
Okay, sure.
Is Ryan a lightning bug and his butt is glowing? Exactly what it is, in fact. Natural 20. Okay. Much better. I'll accept that because it's the roll in this dimension. So, everyone over a 10 would be able to clearly make out the box that has been stamped with the Trudge Hill Trading Company sigil, and it is literally on every single piece of merchandise and supplies that are coming through this gate right now. You see all the soldiers kind of watching you all with their hands ready on their weapons, but not acting aggressively at all. The guard kind of is like, follow me. We'll see if we can't get you to talk to the governor. He might be home. And you notice a little bit of trepidation in his voice as he says that, but he leads you up to the door of the large house there and just lightly knocks upon it. Wait here. Someone will see you soon. He makes his way back to the front gate, which closes up behind him.
Kind of skulk between the two boys. I go on their shoulders. I say, gentlemen, if this partnership goes longer than today, let's just say this. This is the kind of branding we need to take over. Our face on everything. That's the way to go. I respect them already.
So, as you stand there waiting...
Oh,
God.
You see Xechas
face off of most things, but
Yes,
maybe you can just be the face.
Maybe like a claw. We'll put a claw on there for you. Is that stereotypical? I'm sorry if I'm being reductionist.
My last sharp claw. So
Oh, that's right. I'd honestly
It's
only remembered
fitting.
your first name. I'm so sorry. I promise I'll learn the second one soon. Once you become more important in my life. That'll be soon, I promise.
oh, yeah.
It's a rising scale.
All right.
Appreciate your honesty.
I'm nothing if not honest. I have not told a lie since I got here. Not a single one.
Roll me a deception
Yeah.
check, you sneaky son of a bitch. If you guys want, you can roll insight on that one, or you can.
I'm
you
just gonna do what I will with.
What are your guys'
gonna do what I will.
passive insights if you're not gonna roll?
Not very good.
14.
Okay. Okay, Xechas, you believe Veit Karl wholly, completely. You're like, yeah, this seems like an honest man right here.
I still give him a bit of a glare.
Dusty, as you're just watching him lie through his teeth towards you, you're like, do with that information what you will, but he is very clearly not being honest with you.
Yeah.
It is
Sure.
the best policy after all.
I'll keep that in mind for later.
Please do.
As you guys are
He'll
having
give you
this,
like a little bit of a look and then a nod and be like, all right.
as you guys
In
are
Vic Carl's
having,
mind,
oh
he's
my
just
God.
like, he's flirting with me.
He wants me. As you guys are having this conversation, kind of awkwardly being lied to by your teammate on the front porch of the governor's house, the door opens and you're greeted by a small, somewhat mousy individual. He is he looks fairly old, but still has a little bit of spring in his step for an older gentleman. He's about 5'4", appears to be human, just got a little on the shorter side. He has his hands crossed in front of his chest. Yes, what may I do for you?
We managed to scout out that logging camp where the workers unfortunately passed.
So they're dead then.
Yeah, they didn't make it out. It was pretty rough.
Yeah, unfortunate, but there's always more workers to go and cut down those trees. Please come in. The governor's just finishing a meeting. He'll be with you shortly. He kind of gestures in through the door.
Very well.
And you're led
Thank
into
you.
a pretty well decorated kind of waiting room / living room type area. There's a nice carpet, some pretty well made furniture in this kind of Trudge Hill purple color that you see all the uniforms are made of as well. It looks older. It doesn't look like it's the best made stuff that one could afford. Even for a governor, you were probably expecting a little flashier. But it is a small town in a pretty remote place, so you can only do so much with it. You kind of guided to the seats there. May I get you any beverages?
Wine would be lovely.
Wine. Our least finest vintage.
Just a glass of water.
Water. And you, pale one.
I'm quite alright, thank you though.
Wine and water. Okay. He leaves, makes his way out. About 2-3 minutes later, comes back with just a simple wooden goblet of wine. He's definitely not busting out the fine china for you. Hands it to you, and then hands you a cup of fairly cold and refreshing water, Dusty. Definitely appears to have been kept cool in some way. Yes, he hands you Tim Hortons cup, complete with the nectar of the gods.
Thank you.
Wow, he really sprung for you. He gave me a ruby squirt.
Someone say Tim Hortons. You got a little Mio, like, just a little. You had Timmy's for
Just
dinner?
enough
Let's
to make
go.
it barely taste like it.
We love Timmy's. Yeah. We love Timmy's here. You guys sit for a good probably 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, just waiting patiently until eventually one of the doors slams open, and you see a woman walk out. She looks to be maybe in her late 30s. She's got long kind of auburn hair that's tied tight into a ponytail high up on the back of her head. She's wearing very simple kind of business attire. She's got not quite a suit on per se, but definitely some fancier clothes and a long flowing pea coat that kind of drapes out behind her. She just kind of almost slams the door open a little aggressively and powers her way straight past you in the waiting room without even taking a glance at the lot of you, and just makes her way right out the front door. She's followed not soon after by a rather regal-looking gentleman in a blue coat with leather collar on it. He's got a nice dress shirt underneath that's kind of tasseled up a little bit, and a just left open at the top button a little. Definitely looks like he was getting ready to end his day before his previous meeting came in. He sees you, he says, "Yes, what may I do for you? I understand you have business for me."
We have news about the logging camp that was requested to be looked at.
Yet another inconvenience I must deal with. Well,
Sorry.
would you like to come in, or should we have our meeting right here?
I'd prefer to just tell you the news here if that suits your fancy better.
Someone who's not going to waste my time. I love it. What news? What do you know?
The entire camp's been they've been taken out. All of them.
It's the 4th time this season. It's beginning to grow tiresome. We can't keep bringing workers in. We're running low on supply at this point.
The area itself, now, you'll have to take me on my word for it. I don't get lost very easily in those woods. I know my way around them quite well. There was something different about that area this time.
Yes.
No navigation tools work. None of it.
That's strange. It's the first we've heard of that. Well, we shall have to investigate further.
And perhaps you should know this as well. The thing that's attacked us probably attacked the camp as well. Out of the mist came these very large spider-like creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Half corporeal, half not.
It's always the same. The story never changes. Mythical beasts, great creatures coming out of the mists and then disappearing just as quickly. Believe me, I've heard the story before. At this point, there's nothing we can do about it. Unfortunately, we need the lumber, so we will keep sending out workers and hope that next time they fare better. But if what you say is true, then the odds are probably not in their favor.
If I might make a suggestion.
Please.
Sir. If there are any of the trained guards or perhaps the newer recruits, I would advise maybe a bit of a security force be placed out there?
We've offered. We've put out many job postings for it, and no one's taken up the offer. So it is looking like we'll have to send our own men. But we can only spare so many.
It just might be your lucky day.
He's kind of taken aback by your cheerful demeanor in the light of all this. Oh, do tell. How so?
You have 3 wonderful, capable gentlemen right in front of you who are not only poor, but are also very well versed in this mist.
Well, look around you. There's no shortage of people who are poor and in need of work. If you would truly like to spend your time guarding a lumber camp, I'm not going to stop you. But, if you are who I think you are, you have a business of your own to attend to. What's up, Scorpy? Welcome in. Fight Coral, you have advantage. From Insomnia. Get your home, Monday camp.
we do in the short term, yes, but perhaps after that we could look into it.
I'm not opposed. There's a job posting in the middle of the town square if you're looking for work, by the way. It's been up there for quite some time. Well, I assume you're the individuals who arrived for Saul's funeral tomorrow, yes?
Very perceptive.
Yes, sir.
Well, his passing came as a great surprise to me as well. He was a friend. Not the closest of friends, but a friend. And someone I could count on. I'm hoping when I need it, I can count on you lot as well. He spoke of you frequently.
Well, that's mighty kind of him.
Touching. All of us? Really?
Of course.
Well, of course, right. Who wouldn't want to talk about all of us? We're quite incredible.
That is how he described it. Yes?
What do you mean by the surprise?
Well, he turned up murdered in his own house. It was a surprise to everyone.
Oh.
Did they not mention that when they summoned you?
No.
They said he passed, and that was it.
No, this was an untimely passing, which around here usually means someone was, well, disposed of.
Don't say.
I'm sorry to be the one to give you this news.
Well, we would have probably found it out tomorrow, right?
Most likely.
Better now than in public. We don't want our mascara to run at the funeral.
I wouldn't know I'm not wearing any, but I'll take
it
your
would
word
make
for
those
it.
eyes pop.
Well, I'll speak for myself. If it's looking into his death that you need, you can count on me.
Well, the company is launching its own inquiries. As you know, Saul worked with us rather closely for some time. Well, at least I assume you know. If not, well, there's some more information for you. I trusted him with a great many things. He was a hard worker, a dedicated craftsman, and arguably one of the most brilliant men who's ever stepped foot on this island. Unfortunately, that led to him asking a lot of questions. Which around here, well, you understand how that goes. And I'm sorry, what were all your names? We haven't been formally introduced. Vidkarl, I thought so.
Vidkarl Bottervog.
And, of course,
to meet
you are.
Xechas.
And, of course, Dusty, you're known to me.
If there is anything that you do need looking into for this, please do make sure that I'm on the highest of the list.
Well, I'm certainly interested in knowing how my friend was murdered, so I'm not going to stand in your way if you want to look into it. I can't offer you any official contracts as the company has, like I said, launched its own inquiry into things, but
Perhaps that's for the better, as we won't be tied to any regulations.
He looks around. Looks around, kind of. Roll me an insight check, everybody.
Hup. Carl has never looked more proud than he does at Xechas in that one moment. It's like, yes.
Okay, someone roll a good insight check, please. Okay, so we have a 6, a 2, and a 20. With the 6 and the 2, he seems just kind of like he's glancing around, seeing who might be in earshot. But Veit Carl, you very much pick up on the fact that what he's about to say, he does not want anyone but you to hear. He kind of looks around briefly and then leans forward quietly. Yes, I think it would be best if you not be affiliated in any way. Be easier for you to get information. But, he looks around again, I must warn you. Be careful who you trust here. This island is not safe, and the mists are not even close to the most dangerous thing you will encounter.
Oh.
You may count me as an ally for now. And if you need help, don't be afraid to reach out, but do it quietly. I have appearances to uphold after all.
I'm sure we will, I'm sure we can manage to keep things on a lower rate.
I think that would be for the best, and that being said, it's going to be a long night. The sun is going down and the mists are already at our doors, so make sure you get in somewhere safe before the sun goes down. And he looks at the head you're currently holding. Just toss that in the ocean on your way out. Goes back into his office. Oh, weather check. It's a 19. It is a, not clear, but it is a cloudy, misty-ass day out here in Fort Mistmere.
Makes sense.
He goes back into his office and you hear...
It's not raining. That's what I love to hear.
You hear what sounds like someone counting some coins. And after probably about 2 or 3 minutes, he comes out with a decently sized bag of coinage. Excuse me, which he places on the table before you all.
I love that sound.
There is a suitable reward for your efforts. It is appreciated. It was... Well, we knew they had likely been killed. We did not know the means as to how, and it's... saddens me to hear that the mist has claimed another victim, but they won't be the first, or they're not the first, and they certainly won't be the last. Take that and... with it, take the information that I am here at your disposal should you need me. He kind of... I'm at your service, gentlemen. He reaches out, shakes the hand. And by the way, my name is Hebscorn Miranda. If you need to reach out or send a letter, you'll need that.
Hebscorn Miranda.
How do you spell that?
Hebscorn, and then Miranda. Hebscorn Miranda.
Got it.
Be safe, and like I said, get somewhere warm and comfortable. Close the doors. Seal the windows. You know the drill. Good luck, and I'll see you at the funeral tomorrow.
Thank you.
Indeed.
He kind of makes his way up the stairs that kind of lead up by the door from his office, probably up to his room to retire for the evening. And as you all leave the house, you look outside and see the mists are still ever present, and there's just a gray shroud in the clouds hanging over the sun. It is pretty dim, but the rains have mostly dissipated for now. But there is still kind of like just a general moisture and dampness in the air here. What do you guys want to do as you make your way out of the governor's house and back into the main courtyard of the kind of garrison fort here, or the main fort? And the gates are open back up for you once again.
Shall we go to our rooms and see how much they've given us?
If you guys would like, yeah, I can show you to the room, and we can get settled in. Count our earnings. I would like to apologize. While I did tell you ahead of time it was dangerous, I did not quite expect the level of what we ran out there. It's probably not the best first impression, though. Here, first impressions aren't usually good anyways.
It's quite alright. It seemed most unnatural.
Right, yes, of course. You look over at Vic Curl, he's got his hands in his pocket. Yeah, of course, sure. Wait, no, sorry. Don't feel bad. You didn't mean to do it. You acted in every way that you knew how to. It's not your fault.
It was just spinning. How does that?
It was doing that.
It's not.
That was. I didn't. I don't know much about that world. My forest journeys are generally just walk in that direction and hope. But I do know a little bit about compasses. They're not supposed to dance like that. No.
No, that was a new one for me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's head on in. And he's gonna start walking towards the tavern.
Okay. You guys make your way back to the Rotten Timber Tavern, making your way down the street. On the way, you do pass a house that is familiar to you, Ryan. Where's my thingy here? Where did it go? Fuck. There it is. Okay. You see
That voice.
a fairly rundown but well-built establishment and a sign hanging out front with the same sigil that was appeared on the letter that summoned you here to Fort Mistmere. You see a gavel with just the profile of two very, very rudimentary profiles of faces on the either side. And you see the offices of Wilson and Baker, attorneys at law. And you gather these were the people who summoned you here and who you're supposed to be meeting after the funeral tomorrow. You make your way back to the tavern, and as you kind of open the swinging double doors, you see the same kind of auburn-skinned, kind of a dark tan-colored woman kind of look up at you and smile. Oh, you're back. Heard you ran into a bit of trouble out there in the mist.
Oh, yes, hello.
That we did.
No, you wouldn't be the first.
It was a close one.
Come in.
We did manage to make it.
No, I'm glad. It's never good to see paying customers pass away, just disappearing in the mist. My money disappears with it. But please, come in. The fire's warm, and the dinner's about to be served. If you're hungry or want a drink or anything, I'm happy to supply you. It's all paid for.
Positively famished in both regards. Thank you.
Would you like a menu or just...
Is one of everything too much to ask for?
It's not if you're paying for it.
How about just the nicest thing you like? The thing you like the most. Yes, the thing you like the most.
Personally, I'm quite partial to the lobster chowder. I've been making it for years. It's pretty damn good, and I eat it myself constantly. If you're into seafood, that's the way to go. Alternatively, we have a steak and potato special for anybody who's less seafood inclined. Among other things, of course. Those would be my recommendations, though.
I'm from the woods. I don't know what seafood is. Give me that, please. Why not?
I think you'll like seafood. It's pretty damn good.
Lobster.
One lobster chowder. What about you lot? Anything for you?
A lobster.
The
I'll
lobster chowder will be fine.
3 chowders, nice and easy, keeping things simple for me, folks. Any drinks with that?
Just a water for me, please.
Water.
A water, the same.
Water, and you look like a man who appreciates a good drink, you do.
3 wines, please.
3 wines coming. Do you just want a bottle?
Yes, please.
Okay, we'll just do a bottle then.
And 3 glasses.
Okay. Coming right up. Oh no, they cooked chowder. Fuck, dude, no! Not my boy!
They lobster-fied him, and then cooked him.
boy.
Look what they did to my boy.
All animals become crabs in the end.
Oh my
It's just
God.
what happens.
Oh my god!
So, You all kind of go find a seat. There is an open table, not next to the fire, but just adjacent. 1 second, I'll pull up the place there.
Hi, Kayla.
What's up, babe? I'm so excited for movie night. Can't wait. Love a date night. You return to the Misty Timber. So this table here is taken by the fire, but the one where you met Dusty the first night you spent in the tavern is currently open. The other tables are kind of spattered with people. It's not a huge group in here tonight. You gather most people are in their homes, sealed up and safe as best as they can be, but there's a decent spread of individuals. Pretty diverse group in here tonight. You all grab a seat in the corner, same spot as usual, and wait for your meals to be brought out to you. Is there anything you'd like to do or discuss while you're sitting and waiting?
Yeah, the first thing I'm gonna do after I sit down is just... These bloody creatures almost ruined everything I'm wearing. I'm gonna mending all of my clothes from bites. And
all the little puncture wounds and shit.
Yep.
Yeah, easily done. Mending will solve that problem quick. You all watch as Xechas just begins, like, basically takes his hand, and as usual, this almost alchemical substance comes out, and you watch as it covers the holes, and then as it kind of flakes away, you see it completely repaired underneath.
Oh, we are going to capitalize on that. We're going to open your potential.
Thanks.
I couldn't help but notice, or at least hear, in that unfortunate circumstance we found ourselves in. You, when you got bit by that big one, there was a lot of, it didn't sound like flesh. How far does that arm of yours go?
Oh, well, it goes quite far up. It's the whole arm.
All right, the whole arm. May I see?
Well, and it's perhaps once we've returned to the room.
Oh,
yeah.
yes, of course.
Quite rather
Everyone needs their
area.
secrets.
I think we got quite a bit to discuss once we get up there, to be honest.
Yes, we do.
I just don't think down here is the place to do so.
Yes, let's just relax for a while and then we can talk once we're upstairs.
Okay. So a couple minutes go by, and as you're waiting, eventually Willow comes back out with a tray with 3 fairly large bowls on them, like a pretty sizable serving of chowder. And in her other hand, she's holding a bottle with 3 glasses kind of held between her fingers. She places the chowder down on the table and puts them all out in front of you, and then puts the 3 wine glasses in front of you, Veit Karl, and holds the bottle up and kind of displays it and then puts it down. And you see a decent-looking wine bottle. It's definitely older. It's definitely probably been in a dusty cellar. But you see a sign on the front that says Druhilla Special Reserve. Easter eggs, motherfucker! Enjoy it. So that's all paid for by the company that's paying for your room and board there. Anything beyond that, you will have to pay for. There are limits to their generosity and funds, if I'm being entirely honest with you. But that'll be everything for this evening. I hope you have a good time. If you need anything, I'll just be behind the bar. Feel free to swing by and ask for anything you need. Okay?
Yes, thank you. And this is for you. I'm gonna pull out 3 silver and give it to her.
Oh, what a gentleman. You don't need to do that though, love, but I'm not gonna say no. She pockets it.
It's much appreciated. He'll do the same.
I'm gonna make a small fortune off of you lot. That being said, the door will be barred as the sun is going down, and we're going to put the boards up over the windows. So if there's anything you need to get outside the bar, you've got only a couple minutes left to do that. Otherwise, okay, we'll be sealing it up pretty quick then. You guys she leaves you be. Just, you know where she'll be. Seems like she mostly runs this establishment by herself. Doesn't seem to have a lot of help. You gather there's probably someone back in the kitchen cooking, but you can't see into it at all. So looks like it's mostly a one-woman show here. The wine bottle is in front of you with the 3 glasses Yeah. Your guys' call, what you want to do.
Listen, I've never been the type to force any person to drink. Unless there was poison in it and I wanted to kill them. I mean, what? No, sorry, what was that? I'm pouring just one glass, I put it in front of Dusty. But I need you all to know that today was very special. I usually do not trust people the first day. Usually it takes me about 2 to 3 years. But I think I might trust you too. I think. And put one in front and say, I really trusted that man. His death brought a lot of sadness to me, and he's the first one I've been sad about dying, I think ever.
Yes.
And I pour a glass for me and just... To all that we've lost, and to everyone that we are going to protect. I raise the glass.
Dusty will grab his. Yeah, to all we've lost and to those we'll protect. And to mysteries unsolved, yeah?
Exactly.
Clink.
That was a good clip. That's a good clip right there. You all clink your glasses, have a sip of your wine. It is pretty damn good. Like, it is a tasty wine. Got a nice fruity bouquet to it or whatever those wine snobs say. It's got a good taste. It's pretty solid. It's nothing overly special, but it is pretty good. The lobster chowder is delicious. It is immaculately made and absolutely fantastic. Tim Horton Cup, let's go. Thank you, Ryan, for the biddies.
at the same time.
I love you guys. Oh, that was JT with the biddies. I appreciate you.
Hey, big guy, you look particularly hungry. Why don't you go ahead and have mine? I insist.
I do that in character. No,
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, that's canon right now. Just
all right.
as you all.
He took a sip of the wine. That's all that matters, really. I'm okay.
That's true. As you all finish your food and your wine, the bottle begins to dissipate. If you want, you can keep it for later, or you can drink the whole damn thing. That is entirely up to you, my friend. But
it's coming up to the room with us for sure.
Fair enough. As the evening begins to wind to a close, you see people start to go up to their room. You notice that anytime the fire begins to die down, even in the slightest, Willow comes out immediately and piles it with wood until there's a bright roaring flame in this hearth. It's almost getting uncomfortably hot next to it, but it seems she's intent on keeping that fire burning all night. You guys make your way up to your rooms? I guess?
Yeah.
Okay, so for context, if we go over to the top floor here, it's this room with the 4 beds. You guys have the room right at the top of the stairs. One of you each have a key to it. Technically, there are 4 keys to the room. You kind of make your way in, open the door, and are greeted by 4 very simple wooden beds with straw mattresses. You see little strands of straw kind of sticking out of the side of some of them. Appears to be in pretty decent shape. Not the fanciest furniture or comfiest looking by any stretch of the imagination, but definitely more comfortable than sleeping outside. And you kind of close the door up behind you, lock it. You notice there are no windows anywhere in this room. Come to think of it, there's only 2 windows in the whole tavern, and they're right at the front, and they are boarded up solid by the time you go upstairs. What do you guys want to do?
First things, I pull my bedroll out of my bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
Put it over the bed.
Fair.
I think Dusty just sits on one of the beds and kind of... It probably already has some of his stuff under it.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just like sitting there. And he puts the rifle next to him and leans it against the wall. We should probably make sure the door is a little soundproof for a second.
pretty solid wood, but yeah, you might want to take additional steps if that's something you want to do.
I think he'll get up and walk over to the door. He's gonna try to take off his coat or like his he undoes his leather armor because it's over his fucking overcoat.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's gonna stuff the overcoat in any crack that would be along the bottom.
You're weedifying this room. You're weedifying your college dorm right now. Is what you're doing.
Who's got the booth?
This is now safe, not the booth, dude.
Picking up on what you're doing, I will also take my big, thick, cold weather clothing out of my bag of holding and contribute to the soundproofing.
The weedifying,
trying to
yep.
limit how much noise will come out.
You could smoke so much drugs in here, dude, and no one would ever fucking know, man.
The RA's coming, dude. The RA's coming.
Sorry, what are drugs?
You know what drugs are. All right. Anyway,
I'll tell you later. They're great.
You gather the door is as soundproofed as you're gonna get it.
I'm sorry, this jacket doesn't touch the earth. That's just not that. It doesn't. No.
That's all right. It looks quite nice.
Thank you.
That's
I agree.
Perfectly fine. I've done this a couple times at this point. Just something you got to do when you want to be more private with discussion. At least around here.
Smart.
Great
Very
idea.
smart.
Now, from what I've gathered, traveling with y'all for this short time, talking, we were all rather close. So, I want to find who, why, and then I want to figure out a way to make them pay.
I agree. I wasn't that close to him, honestly. Oh, I thought I wasn't. He was someone who supported me, sure, but I thought him more of an investor.
Ares with the raid. Thank you for the raid, Ares. Appreciate you, homie.
Login, BT!
Kieran
Ares!
already handled it. Ares and Chad are rusty and crusty and some very busty. We love that. Shout out to Busty Chat, everybody. Welcome in. Appreciate you coming in and dropping your viewers on us. Thank you so much for thinking of our stream. What's up, Ogden? How's it going? We're just doing a little in hotel room role play right now. It's getting steamy in here. No, we're just, dealing with some trauma. It's good times. Thank you for swinging in with the raid and thinking of us. We appreciate you guys so much. It's been an excellent night for that. Y'all have made us feel, God, I love that sound. It made us feel just so loved today. Just so loved. I appreciate it so very much. Vite Carl, you may continue. Sorry to interrupt.
Hi. Anytime I need to get in characters, just
That's you holding a pair of balls, right? That's what that is.
It's just always just don't fuck with me. I'll squeeze them.
He needs to get a little higher in the register. He just tenses.
I didn't know him well, but to know that he was talking about me, and positively, that's not something that happens to me very often. Usually when you talk about me behind my back, it's not nice things. So, I want to find out who did that too. He was a good man.
He was my mentor. He taught me everything that I knew. And takes a very good long look at his left hand, his artificial hand. He saved my life.
Oh, right. Can I touch that now? I mean, sorry. Shit.
If you insist.
I really do. It's very cool. I'm not gonna fully grip it, but I'm just kind of poking at it with both hands.
Are you taking off your jacket and shirt to show them the whole thing, or are you leaving it for now?
Not yet. I've just rolled the sleeve up. It's real smooth. It's got some metallic bits on it, but yeah.
Yeah, as you kind of examine it and look at it, it is a fully functional prosthetic arm that's made up of several different parts. You see what appear to be some gears and different hydraulics inside that allows him to move. You also see it detaches at the elbow, perhaps to, do some cool stuff with later on. But it does, even as he moves it, you can kind of hear a slight mechanical whirring from the gears and hydraulics inside. Yeah, it is, by all rights and accounts, a fully living, functional metallic arm that works just as well as any normal human hand.
Fascinating.
That's a hell of a piece of work for sure.
Yes, and it allows me to do the things that I do.
Quite impressive.
Yeah, very.
Thanks Soul for it.
Seems like he did a lot.
He truly did.
I owe my life, and unfortunately, I can no longer repay that debt. So the closest I can do now, take care of this. And you guys are capable. I've seen it. We dealt with what we dealt with. The same thing that led me to him. Same situation. With you guys there beside me, I feel much more comfortable trying to take something on like this. But I have to be
a suicide mission.
I have to be very upfront. People go missing often. People around here, they're shady as shit. I will not drag you into anything that you don't want to be a part of. Now, I know you guys have said you will be a part of it. I just want you to know up front all the information I can give. This place is a shithole.
Something kind of charming about that, though, isn't there? We don't really need to keep up appearances if there's just dirty people and nastiness all around. It's going to be rather freeing, I think. I think we can make this work.
It is rather easy to blend in.
Exactly.
It will make it quite nice to move around on a softer footing.
I think we can make this work. This,
I agree.
and I point to all three of us. This, I think this can work. In fact, I'm damn near certain.
This could be the start of a rather fruitful friendship here. And I'm gonna hold out my arms once again, almost like the fucking like full brotherly
the
grasp.
Spartacus handshake.
Yes.
Predator.
Fair enough.
I will awkwardly reciprocate that.
Fun fact, as you feel Xechas's hand touch your fur/skin, it is cold. Very cold.
You all right? You need a blanket? You want me to?
Hot water bottle, hot cocoa.
No, I'm alright. In due time, okay?
Of course.
Fair enough. I'm gonna kind of. We came in here. She shut everything down. Everybody went up. Dusty's like doing mental math of what time it might be.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, we probably have an early day, so I'm gonna lay down.
Yes.
If you need anything, just let me know.
May I count the coinage that we got?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Indeed,
god, I
yes.
can't believe I didn't think of that first.
I'll take my abacus out of my bag holding.
Sure, if you really
And I'll
need
start
the
counting the coins.
I mean, sure, it's about 20 gold. It's not
Cool,
about
I'll put
20.
my
It's
abacus back in my
it's
bag
exactly
after I'm
it's exactly 20 gold. It's
all right.
you brought back a severed human head and some information. It's not a huge sum of money, but you do receive 20 pieces of gold and 3 gems: a ruby, an emerald, and a sapphire. Collectively, maybe worth about 50 gold total. They're not the best quality, but they're gemstones, so altogether about 70 gold worth of loot.
I knew we should have grabbed the whole half torso.
We'll do that next time. Next time, if we can all carry a piece of the body, I think that will be much more lucrative.
I firstly grab the pile of 6 and then push the other 2 piles of 7 towards you two.
I say nothing about it.
There's 70 gold.
Oh, I thought you said 20 gold.
Well,
and then
20
the
gold, I
gemstones.
guess, and then the gemstones. You'd probably have to divvy up the gemstones differently. Yes, that works. So,
I slide one of the gold back over to you, because I'm like, it's all right. I have a bit of income from being here. I don't know what you came across the ship with, but you can take that extra piece.
Well, if you
Fine
say
by
so,
me.
I appreciate it.
How wonderfully benevolent of you.
you're not giving them shit. As you guys divvy up all your money, put your coins in your coin purses, respectively, you all tuck in for an evening's rest. Like I said, beds are comfy, they're warm, and you gather that you can sleep somewhat safely here tonight, despite the mists being at the town gates themselves. What's up, Xechas?
So I'm gonna kind of not sleep for the first half of the night and just kind of tinker with my arm.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And just
Easily done.
refill the things that I need to.
Yep.
And then for the last 4 hours, I'm just gonna sit there.
Half sleep. Kind of like just eye open nap.
Yep.
You all get a full night's rest, and that is where we're going to take our break for today, because we got a funeral coming up when we get back. So we will see y'all in about 10 minutes. Please don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. We'll see y'all in just a few. Love you guys. See you in a bit. Thank you again for the raid. Ares, I appreciate you. Also Grim, you're the best. And Arcane Ryan, y'all make a man feel so very loved, and we love you all just right back. So we're going to go ahead and hit the break screen. We'll see y'all in 10 minutes. Catch you soon. What's up, everybody? We are back. Hope you missed us. We missed you. Also, we got all the cool Christmas stuff up. Look at it. Isn't it pretty? Isn't it pretty? We also have... Stuart. That is true. It's always Christmas where Ryan lives. Stuart.
Always Christmas.
My sweet boy. We also have
Christmassy black curtain.
Mind Flayer Christmas wreath. It's so Christmassy, JT. It's the most Christmassy of all of us, right? The Mind Flayer isn't actually hanging in the middle. I just put them there, and now it all looks like one part. I might just keep it like that, to be honest. Where we left off, you lot were in your room for the night. You managed to get a full night's rest, so if you want to hit that long rest button, you awaken the following morning after a fairly decent night sleep. Fairly comfortable.
Rested.
I'm so fucking rested, oh my god. What do you guys want to do to start your day? You can already smell some of the cooking coming up from downstairs, your assorted breakfast meats and other things. Pretty sure it's leftover lobster chowder based on the smell, too.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to do?
I like it.
Yeah, waste not, want not.
Dusty gets up and just starts doing stretches.
Mm-hmm.
And just getting stretched.
Limbering up, big cat stretch, big old just...
Yeah.
Valid. I'm gonna put the image slideshow on a bit so y'all can see the character art. There we go. You all wake up, get your morning stretch on, get ready for the day. You want to make your way downstairs? What's the plan?
I just cloak over my bedroll. Very thin, not very clean, but it's just very dark brown. And I just cloak that over me. Closest thing to funeral garb I own.
Ah, yes.
Oh,
Dusty.
Man, I
that-
forgot to bring a fucking change of clothes.
I've been told you wear dark colors. I'm not. This is honestly the first funeral I've ever been to. Most of the things that I know that have died, we just kind of let fall.
I'll reach into my
Forest
bag
is weird.
holding and pull out another black overcoat, almost identical to the one I'm wearing.
Just a little nicer, a little less road worn.
Here, you can take this one and wear it if you'd like. We'll probably
Perfect.
fit.
Mm,
Give
you
it to
put
Dusty.
it's a little tight.
To
Dusty.
Much
yes.
appreciated.
Fits you quite comfortably.
Perfect. We're
You
ready
know,
to mourn.
I didn't consider how similar in size we were. That's actually kind of surprising. Worked
Leave it
out
to
well.
my elven roots. That's where my height comes from.
Trying to like shrink down myself
Fair
a little
enough.
bit to match the size of the both of them. I'm like, yes.
Fucking
Oh,
you,
please.
yoked as hell. All muscle, all day. What's up,
always
Stormy?
impressive.
Thanks for swinging in, buddy. I
Always in
appreciate
all
you.
black, so
Mhm.
no different day for him.
As you guys prepare your garb for the funeral, you make your way downstairs and are greeted yet again by Willow, who's seemingly already at the bar working. Good morning, you lot. It's good to see you. Hope you had a good night's sleep. Hope the accommodations were plenty comfortable for you there.
Very.
Yes.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
More than sufficient.
Can I get you any breakfast before you make your way out to the funeral? We'll be closing the kitchen in a bit because I'd like to make an appearance as well.
Boss. Sure.
What's on the menu for this morning?
Oh, we've got meat, other meat, and some leftover lobster chowder. If you're interested.
All three. Throw some of the first two into the last three.
You never thought to try that before. It might actually be pretty good. All right, coming right up. Grab yourself a seat. Won't be long.
We'll sit at
He
our
goes
usual
back to the
spot.
same table.
Yeah, this the
Yeah.
usual table at this point. Eventually, she brings you over a platter of assorted breakfast meats. Looks like just bacon, other bacon, and more bacon. Like it's pretty rudimentary here. There's a loaf of bread that comes out with it that you can enjoy, and 3 bowls of lobster chowder, which you now see have bits of bacon just floating in them. I tried it. I don't know if you're gonna like it all that much, but I thought it was pretty good. Enjoy it. As usual, your bill's all covered at least until after the funeral. So, enjoy. I'll see you up at the cemetery. I'm just gonna go get myself a little more presentable.
Right, thank you.
Boss.
Willow.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, I'll see you there. She makes her way back into the kitchen, which you gather is also where her living area is, or at least where she chooses to hang out most of the time. Eventually, she does make her way out. She's wearing still pretty rough-looking clothes, but definitely tried to step it up a little for the event. And she just yells back into the kitchen at someone you can't see. Says, "Make sure you lock up behind me after everyone's gone." Okay. She has a bit of a one-sided conversation. You don't hear a voice answering her as she is doing so. And she makes her way out the door and just up onto the street. You all finish your breakfast, and if there's anything you'd like to do before making your way up to the cemetery, now would be the time.
DM, do you happen to know if artificers can change their spells on long rests? Or should I just look it up?
I would look it up, because I don't know off the top of my head. I should. I feel like I did at one point, but I do not right now. I feel like once you're locked in until a level up, but I could be wrong. Let's double check real quick. Class. Spellcasting.
You can change your list of prepared spells when you finish a long rest.
There you go.
Requires time tinkering with your spellcasting.
Yeah, you
kind of did do.
You did that overnight. Yep. Yeah, you're all good.
Okay.
You're all
Sweet.
set.
Neat. Good to know again.
Perfect. Okay, cool. You all finish your breakfast and make your way out of the building. Is there anything you'd like to do before we jump to the funeral?
I think Dusty's pretty set on heading.
Okay. So, We're gonna jump over to this map real quick. I can hide the slideshow. So you guys leave the comfort of the Rotten Timber Tavern and make your way out into the streets. You find them about as busy as you had the previous day. You see fishermen making their way to the docks to set out for their day of catching. You see farmers making their way to the fields. You see the lumbermen making their way out into the forest. And business seems to be carrying on exactly the same as usual. You don't really know where the cemetery is, but you do see the governor kind of making his way down with his entourage and a set of guards and a number of other individuals who appear to be dressed in a similar garb, wearing company colors and fine suits. Definitely looks like some of the higher ups made their way out for the funeral. You kind of follow their group out the front gate or the western gate of Fort Mistmere and follow the road north, just up above a little rise which turns to the right, and you find a fairly large cemetery just kind of tucked half into the forest, half out by the road. There is a stone wall with a wrought iron kind of spikes coming out of the top of it. Pretty standard stuff for what you'd expect. Something that strikes you as odd as you enter the cemetery. Actually, if you want to roll me a perception check, that would be nifty. But the first thing you notice is the age. It appears to be very old, quite overgrown, just consistently poor perceptions across the board. We love that. Vite Carl with a 20, though. That was pretty good. Oh, was that your roll?
I got 9.
Oh, no, okay.
Oh,
My
that's
bad.
JTB.
Yep, my bad. JTB with the 20. JTB, the first thing you notice, and this is something that was more or less already known to you, is a number of the graves are dated from a time before you knew Fort Mistmere had been established, or at least as it currently stands. And you do know there was a wave of settlement that happened some time ago that had gone very poorly for those who had immigrated here, and this is really the only evidence that there was people here before. But you do notice some of these graves are dated 100 years before the town was even founded as it stands now. So that strikes you as kind of odd. There's a lot of age here. Do with that information what you will. You see a small gathering of people kind of up in this northern kind of area here. All gathered around an open hole in the ground with a casket that's just kind of held above it on a set of straps that look like they're about ready to lower him down. You see Governor Hebscorn Miranda and his entourage standing kind of at the head of the casket, and a few other individuals, including Willow, and the two blacksmiths, including the Goliath that you were not particularly fond of, Vite Carl, are all in attendance. And then just a few people who you've not met around town just yet. As you kind of approach, the governor looks towards you and just nods quietly and solemnly. Willow kind of smiles at you awkwardly. The blacksmith owner, or the blacksmith shop, Tig, takes a look over at you. The Goliath seems pretty absent-minded at this point, doesn't seem to notice your presence at all. Tig just nods to the lot of you, then shoots a quick dirty look over to Vite Carl. And they're all stood there fairly solemnly. Is there anything you'd like to do or anyone you'd like to talk to before the funeral starts?
I just post up next to Willow.
Yeah, I'd probably go over toward Willow.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm also gonna kind of just keep an eye out for, I don't know, sus-looking people who are maybe, like, not attending a funeral, like they're looking for, I don't know.
Okay, roll me a perception or insight, your choice.
Okay. Both are terrible.
After what the governor said yesterday, I think Dusty would be... I think Dusty would mostly be looking towards the members of the company that are
Roll me an insight check.
trying to get a feeling for them.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like it's a saving face kind of thing.
Easily done. Xechas, you can't get a read on any of these people. They seem quite stoic, very professional, business-like individuals who don't show a lot of emotion. Dusty, however, as you're watching, you can kind of read a little bit of emotions on their faces. It's not the clearest, but you gather you're probably getting as good a read as anyone could get. Hebscorn, the governor, seems a little distraught, not like outwardly emotional, but you definitely see a bit of turmoil and a kind of overall air of sadness about him. He does seem genuinely upset to be attending this funeral. The other company folks don't really register any emotion to you at all. They're kind of just there presiding over it and making it whatever business of theirs they want to. However, at the end of the group, there is a blonde-haired woman, looks to be in her late 20s, early 30s. She's got a half-elven kind of point to the ear, not like the full length, but kind of the more stubby half-elven ears that you've gotten used to seeing. And she seems just a little smug. She's not smiling outwardly per se, but she's got her arms crossed and she's almost looking down on the casket. A little self-satisfied. Doesn't seem overly distraught about the whole situation, even less so than the rest of the company people who are here.
I think while we're standing there, after noticing that, I'm going to kind of elbow both of them, get their attention, but like, not make it super obvious that I'm trying to get it.
Xechas is like,
yeah, the blonde lady on the end there, kind of like nod towards her, but not point. Don't stare too hard.
Right.
She seems a bit seems like she's got a bit of a high horse, don't she?
Now that it's been pointed out, there's definitely a smug look of satisfaction. Very subtle, mind you. You wouldn't have noticed if it hadn't been pointed out to you, but she definitely doesn't seem... She is definitely looking down on the casket in a way that makes you think she feels like she is above him, and this is a good thing, per se.
I don't know what that means by any means, but it's a little off.
Do you know who she is?
Nope.
No idea.
I kind of just put a hand on Willow's shoulder and just... Willow, darling.
What?
You wouldn't happen to know who the blonde, smug-looking one is, do you?
I've seen her around a few times. Xechas, you have advantage on a roll from Kieran. I've seen her around before. I don't know her name. She really only comes into town a couple times a year for business and general meetings and such. She's never stayed at the inn. Stays up at the governor's house anytime she comes. Not sure what her name is.
Gotcha.
Definitely works for the company, though.
Yeah, it's pretty apparent to tell.
No. They do kind of dress in a uniform, so to speak.
As we look down the line of people that are all probably better dressed than most.
Oh, they are immaculately dressed. Like, they definitely wore the nice clothes out. And, like, while they all have a bit of variation in their look, they're not wearing, like, a perfectly uniform set of clothes. There's just, like, these indicators on all, like, every single one of them has a pin with the Trudge Hill Trading Company logo on it. There's always, like, a little element of this purple color kind of woven into the to the clothing as well, like usually like a gold trim or something on it. It is very fancy. As you kind of...
I hate how much I love it.
Yeah, it's quite flashy. It's a good look. They definitely got a lot of money to throw around. As you're kind of taking in this whole scene and discussing who this woman might be, you see a man in just very plain, simple, kind of priestly robes. Definitely appears to be a religious individual of some kind. One sec, I gotta open my notes. Where did it go? Where is my dude? I got a dude, I just need to find my notes. Perfect. Okay. You do see, kind of just hanging about the neck, a very simple pendant depicting a upright skeletal arm with two scales on either side of it. And that is... Roll me a religion check if y'all want to. There you go. That is the sigil of Kellimbor, the god of the dead. which you know from the previous campaign.
I'm
You
from
other
the
two,
woods.
you other two don't really recognize it. You're not particularly religious individuals, but
What's religion?
Xechas, you know a representative of the god of death when you see one at this point. You've attended a funeral or two in your time. He just kind of stands at the head of the coffin just behind the tombstone. Are we all ready? Good. I would like to keep this rather brief. It is a very busy day for us at the temple, and I'd like to return there before the fogs come. Good night, Rogue. Thank you for chilling. I appreciate you. Well, as you all know, we are here today to mourn the death and passing of one Sault Morderas. A friend to some of you, an ally to others, but known well across the land, and well liked, as it is told to me. As we gather here today, we take solace in knowing that there are others here who are mourning the loss of this individual. I bid you all find strength with each other in the camaraderie that you form here at this funeral today and whatever events may follow. It is not an easy thing to see one we care about pass on to the life beyond, but it is a thing we all must endure. Kelemvor weighs his judgments and takes those that he needs at their time, as his fate, as his destiny. So today, as we lay this man in the cold ground here in Fort Mistmere, we hope that you can all take some semblance of memory with you. Think back on the times you had with this man, and what he may have done for you, what influence he may have had on your life, and cherish that. Hold on to it tightly. Let this man live on in your hearts in the most positive light, for he deserves no less. And as he's speaking, you notice two of the cemetery workers come over and begin turning the cranks that move the pulleys, and you all watch as the coffin begins to descend. Are there any present today who would like to say a few words as we lower this man into the ground? Anyone who might have been close to him? Please step forward. He looks around to everyone gathered at the funeral.
I think there's a moment when Dusty wants to step forward, like he starts to move, and then he stops himself. I think he feels it's easier to stay off the radar if he doesn't make himself a target here. So he's gonna grit his teeth and sit.
Okay. Hebscorn kind of...
exactly the same for Xechas.
Okay. Hebscorn kind of takes the cue and steps forward. I knew Saul for quite some time. He was a friend of mine, he was an ally, and he was someone I could rely on when I could not rely on others. He will be missed, and we can only do our best to ensure that what he leaves behind is kept safe. And as he's saying this, he looks to the three of you. Subtly, not enough to make it obvious. But as he says that last word, he kind of locks eyes with the three of you. He was a man of many mysteries. He was a man of knowledge. And he was a man of honor, which is a rare thing to find in these parts these days. May he rest well, and may his memory live on in the hearts of his friends. Kind of nods and steps back. Yep.
As he's saying that, after the subtle glance, and as he's kind of giving his whole speech, I want to pay attention to the blonde lady and how she reacts to this information.
Roll me an insight check.
Or, like, at least the words he's saying about him.
Mm-hmm. She's hard to read at this point, but her expression is cold and emotionless. And you're kind of distracted by your friend being lowered into the earth. You notice Willow kind of go over and lay down a bottle of wine on the casket as it's being lowered. Something for you to drink in the afterlife, old man. I'll see you again someday. She steps back, and you see Hildebrand with the raid of 4. What's up, homie? You came in in a bit of a sad time. We're doing a funeral right now, but it's pretty vibey in here. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you for thinking of us. You know, you are so loved. Much appreciated. Thank you for coming by the stream.
We're just in time to catch the feels.
Yeah, we're in the feelings right now. We're in the feelings. You see Tig. Fun fact, Tig and Foz is named after Tig Foz 69 from Twitch. Who redeemed this. This is his blacksmith shop and his characters. They're based on him and his husband. So
sorry, Tig.
Just insulting him. You see as Tig and Foz both go over, and it's mostly Tig who handles this. Foz just kind of stands there with his arms kind of folded in front of him. Tig just drops a fairly old-looking, fairly used blacksmith hammer. I hope that finds you well in the afterlife, old man. May you continue to craft whatever wonderful things you pop into that head of yours. And he kind of steps back as well. Is there anything either of you would like to place on the casket as it's being lowered into the earth? Sorry, Hildy.
I think Dusty does walk up for this. And I want to use, if you'll let me, one of my spell slots. So the way I see it, a lot of my spells come from my gun as special ammo. So I'm going to take one of these balls out that's kind of wrapped in these thorny little things. And I'm going to drop it down in there. Like you taught me. Hope it helps you, bud. And he's going to walk back.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I'm gonna reach into my pocket and take a little gear. Hopefully you can do the same to someone else.
Okay.
And just wait for everybody else to go first. And go into my pocket and just pull out 1 gold coin.
It's high praise coming from you.
Drop it in. It's not quite the return of the investment, but I promise I will find a way to repay it. Happy trails!
God, I love that. Okay. As you all place the various trinkets on the casket, finally, it hits the bottom of the grave, and you see the straps holding it up begin to go slack. They unattach one of the sides and pull it up under the casket and wrap the straps back up. Ow, I hit my microphone. I'm sorry. I hurt my finger. Owie.
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 Widowy hit my finger.
Widowy hurt my finger. And then you see 2 of the grave workers come over and just start shoveling the dirt onto the casket of Sault Morderas. While you're all kind of dissipating, you see some of the groups kind of split off and begin talking to each other. A rather small looking mousy individual, as I would call him, and a woman who's only a couple inches taller than him with kind of long flowing blonde brownish blonde hair, just kind of like little dirty blonde going on. They both appear to be wearing fairly simple business attire, nothing too fancy. The kind of mousy man has this kind of sandy tuft of hair on his head that's, you can see he's tried to comb it or brush it into something a little more presentable, but there's something kind of wild about it, and he's just not as capable of keeping it just neat looking. They make their way over to you, and the man speaks up. He says, hello. This is my partner. I am Scott Wilson, sorry. And this is my my compatriot, Mrs. Baker. we were the ones who reached out to you and sent you the letter summoning you here. Yes, we have a small bit of business to go over with all of you. Some small references in Sault Morderas' will that would like to go over with you. I had intended to do so today, but he looks up to his partner, Mrs. Baker. But we've had some last minute business come up that we need to deal with real quick. So if we could, if you wouldn't mind, just taking a rain check and swinging by the office in the morning. We have some stuff to go over, and then I have been instructed to bring you to the former residence of Mr. Morderas. I believe there's some things there he wanted you to have.
Wonderful.
All right.
I mean, well, you know.
As wonderful as things could be in such circumstances. So
Right.
just swing by anytime after sunup. We open pretty early, and we're available all day. So just swing by and say hello. We'll go over some of the legal stuff with you guys. It's we're sorry. We're very sorry for your loss. We hope you guys had a safe journey and everything's been okay since arriving. We will see you in the morning, if that is agreeable.
Yes.
If you wouldn't mind, Willow did inform us that everything was paid for up to the point of this morning.
Yes. Due to the delay, we will be covering the rest of your expenses while you're staying here in town. Yes. Yeah.
Much appreciated.
Not a problem. Thank you for coming. I know it meant an awful lot to Saul that you all came here specifically. He kind of lingers on that for a second. Very, very, very important. Yes. So I will see you all in the morning.
Can I?
Yes,
Can
you
I
may
vibe check that?
insight check the shit out of this guy. Please do.
Oh my god. I did so good to not do great now.
I'm an asshole, sir.
If anyone else wants to roll,
Okay.
Vite Coral.
Sure.
Okay, 13's enough. You kind of have a little trouble sizing this guy up. You're not sure if he is just a nervous person in general or he's very nervous in this particular moment. But there is kind of an air of nervousness about this man, almost palpable fear in a way. Like you get the sense he may be in a little over his head with, dealing with the murder of an individual and the last will and testament of said person and everything like that. But he seems earnest and friendly and genuinely concerned about your well-being, hopes you're all well cared for and everything, but there's definitely an air of palpable nervousness to this individual. It's not entirely dissimilar to his partner, Mrs. Baker, who you notice hasn't said a single word this entire exchange, but there's almost a nervous air about her as well. Like she seems kind of anxious to get out of here.
Very well. Best of luck with whatever you have going on later.
Yeah, last minute business meetings, they're always so enjoyable. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Stay safe out there.
Yeah, you too. If you wander out into the forest, watch out for the mist, as it'll get you.
Yeah,
Sure
we had
will.
a run-in yesterday. It was a good time.
Oh yeah,
I said that with sarcasm.
I don't leave the town walls unless I absolutely have to. It's not a fun place to go. But
Why?
yeah, well, at least you have a very clear understanding now. It's good. Good luck. I'll see you in the morning. I'll swing by the tavern when I'm ready for you, or you can come by the office whenever you get up. Either way. You know what? Just come by the office. That's easier. Yeah.
Sounds
Gotcha.
perfectly fine to me.
Cool. Have a good day. And he and Mrs. Baker turn and very briskly walk their way out of that cemetery, like very quickly.
Look at them go.
They seem nice.
They seem scared.
How occupied does the governor seem right now?
He is engaged in conversation with some of the other company folk who arrived. You see him give his regards to, Willow and Tig and Foz and some of the other townsfolk. At one point in the conversation, he catches you kind of looking over and just kind of politely raises his hand to the company folks who he's talking to. I'll need just a moment, thank you. He makes his way over to you.
Lovely speech. It's much appreciated.
I did the best I can with what I have. I had expected one of you to speak, but as you're keeping a low profile, I understand why you perhaps were quiet. I'm sure the trinkets will be well appreciated, though.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you something. Under the guise of just, praises.
Yes.
The blonde one. In the company. What's her relationship to Saul?
I don't quite know the particulars of their business arrangement. I know she has used his services in the past. You see, Saul was very good at tracking down objects and things of magical value to the company, and that's mostly what he did for us. When he wasn't communicating with me, he communicated with her.
Oh, fair enough. Is there And he's gonna, kind of reach out his hand, almost like a handshake, he's trying to give the guise of almost praising him for a speech so it doesn't look weird to the other company people. And he's gonna lean in. If there's any way you can give us the name. That's all I need.
Oh, her name is Governor Orza. O-R-Z-A. She is the governor of Port Arrington. So you don't need a history check for this. You live on this island. Port Arrington is one of the northernmost settlements to the east of here. It is at the highest point of the island, and you know it to be mostly fishing and lumber, similar to Fort Mistmere, but also dabbles a little in some naval recovery and such like that. It is a pretty big naval yard. Lots of ships stop off there. You do know that there is a pretty sizable naval recovery branch of the TTC there that is basically tasked with tracking down goods from sunken ships and the like. And you gather she's the governor of it, Governor Orza.
Much appreciated. And he's gonna back off and then kind of go around, giving the others a chance to...
He reaches his hand out to shake with you.
He will take it and shake it.
Okay, as he pushes his palm into yours, you feel something cold and metallic placed into the palm of your hand. And he shakes. I understand you are paying a visit up to the house. This is good. I imagine there's things there you'll want to see. Good luck. And he kind of clasps the other side of your hand and gives it a pretty hearty shake. And as he retracts his hand, he leaves whatever it was he pressed into the palm of your hand in there.
I'm gonna just put my hand back into the overcoat, and without looking at it, no acknowledgement that there's anything there, and step around the others to let them chat with him if they need.
He looks to the two of you.
Once again, just reiterating, fabulous guy. Go with both hands to grab. Thank you very much. I'm sure he would have appreciated it.
I'm sure he would, if he were alive to hear it.
Boss.
He just nods at you, Xechas.
Xechas is...
Yep, doesn't pick up. Yep, right, definitely picks up on that vibe. Good day to all of you, and safe travels. The house isn't far, but the road is, well, treacherous, as you know. Be safe.
Much appreciated.
If you're ever doing business in town, feel free to stop in and say hello. I'm always happy to host a friend. Farewell.
Of course.
And he makes his way, turns his back on you, makes his way back to the group. You see Governor Orza eyeing the three of you Not suspiciously, but just sizing the three of you up, kind of taking in your general appearance and the like. And you guys are left as the crowd dissipates.
As I like look up and notice her, I'll just kind of give like a almost respectful kind of like nod. Kind of like how you would for someone who's above your position.
Oh yeah, she kind of tilts her head to the side, smiles at you kind of coyly, and just nods back. And then turns and rejoins the group, and together they all make their way out of the funeral, and the three of you are left with the two grave diggers who are just filling the grave of Sault Morderas, leaving the three of you there to watch.
A waste of life.
It was one of the good ones.
I think Dusty's mostly just silent.
Fair enough.
The blonde one seemed happy.
Yeah, indeed.
Orza? I'm not sure about that one. I mean, I have an air about me too. It's confidence. Maybe misplaced. But it's definitely a confidence. I hope it's just that.
Perhaps we should talk more in our room.
Smart.
Yeah, we got what sounds to be a long day tomorrow.
Yes.
Very enlightening at the very least. I wonder what kind of house Saul lived in.
We're going to find out.
I'm sure it's massive.
And from the sounds of it, it might be full of weird and interesting things.
Knowing him, surely it is. I'm excited.
Okay.
To the room!
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna head to the tavern.
Is your hand still in your pocket?
Yeah, I keep my hand in my pocket.
As you kind of just feel the object that was placed in your hand, it becomes pretty apparent to you what it is. It is a metallic key, about yay big. Nothing too large or fancy. Feels like cold iron in your pocket. Definitely appears to be a key shape, though to what it leads, you have no idea.
Nice.
Okay. All right.
Meander your way back to the fortress of Mistmere. What do you guys want to do for the day? It's probably about noon by this point. It was a bit of a long service. There is a little bit of a party, not so much party, like a celebration of life happening at the Rotten Timber Tavern, where people are kind of just going to be gathering and drinking and celebrating, and well, not celebrating, you know what I mean, celebrating the life of one Sault Morderas.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to do for the afternoon? Little too excited, motherfucker.
Oh no.
Oh, I thought he was more well liked here. Damn.
Well, it seems like we're heading there anyways, so.
True.
Yeah, we might as well make an appearance at the tavern.
Okay. You guys weave back down the kind of muddy wooden road. It looks like at one point this was actually just a series of logs fastened together to make a road, but over time it has just degraded until it is mostly mud and decaying wood. Fairly soft and pleasant to walk on, but in the wetter times when it's been raining it gets a little difficult to maneuver through, but it's manageable. You return to Fort Mistmere, go back into the Rotten Timber Tavern, and you already see Willow chatting with some of the other patrons, smiling. She has a drink in her hand. For the first time, she's not directly behind the bar, and instead you see a fairly tall, about 5'10", 5'11", ginger man with kind of this bright tuft of short-cropped red hair that kind of sticks up awkwardly. He's got a full beard that kind of comes about halfway down to just right above his chest. He seems also to be pretty friendly. He's got a smile on his face. He's serving drinks. At one point, Willow looks over at him. Make sure you're not over-serving people. We can't have everyone drunk in the streets again. Except me. Overserve me, please. And she holds out her glass to him again and keeps pouring. And you just, like, at this point, you can tell she's really tying one on. You see Tig and Foz both present as well. Some of the other town folk. You see a short, kind of, I believe, dwarvish individual, if I'm remembering correctly.
I'll be literally right back.
Yep. Yeah, you see a short, kind of dwarvish individual with a big poofy black beard and long black hair. He appears to be wearing some kind of like lumber mill-esque clothing. He definitely looks like a lumber worker, but he's dressed a little nicer. It looks like maybe he is perhaps someone in charge, perhaps a foreman. Looks shockingly like just JTB. You know who to
I feel
think.
like I should put my flannel on. Doing a cosplay now.
He's currently just having a conversation with some individuals. You see people in the corner once again playing five-finger fillet, just spreading their hand out and stabbing a knife down into the table. You hear someone jam their hand like, ah, fuck! And you see people laughing and collecting bets and money. And it seems like there is a pretty lively party happening here at the Rotten Timber Tavern. Your table is available should you want it. What do you guys want to do? You got an afternoon to spend, or we can just jump ahead. I'm happy either way.
I had something that I was thinking of doing when we first got here.
Fair.
ADHD done took it.
Fair.
It's gone.
It's gone now.
It's gone.
It's not coming back.
I'm really thinking.
What's your idea?
I'm gonna go ahead after about 5, 10, 15 minutes of just milling about, just hello, yes of course, I know, what a shame. I'm gonna slip out the back door, and I'd like to make my way towards the lawyers.
Okay, you slip out the front door, because that's the only one there.
Oh,
well, I
yeah, that
guess
makes more sense.
there is
I go through the bar.
Okay,
Excuse me.
Excuse me, pardon me. Technically, there's a side door that comes in over here.
Okay, yeah.
And that leads to the kind of like the stables and like horse area. But you kind of roll me a quick stealth check. Just against everyone's passive perceptions. What are you guys' passive perceptions here?
10.
10, okay.
14.
Okay.
And you see, as I'm kind of going, I just sort of ruffle my collar and it sort of flares up a little bit. Guidance.
Nice. Love that. I love that guidance just floofs your collar more.
Stealth. Yep, gonna go ahead and do that. God damn it.
You gotta beat a 14 for Dusty not to notice you. Oof. Xechas, you don't pick up on anything. But Dusty, after about 20 minutes of the party, you see Vite Carl kind of just shimmy through one of the side doors. You see just a tuft of fur as he kind of leaves through the door. Do with that what you will.
Yes, I had some business to attend to.
Okay.
Yes.
Vite Carl, you make your way out and just walk along the street that wraps around the back of the tavern, knowing that's where the offices of Wilson and Baker are located. What are you trying to do?
Just as I'm walking up, looking very nonchalant, best I can, the way that I walk, and I'm looking around, trying to find an entry point that a spider could go through.
Oh, there's several. There's like some little knots in the wood that kind of gap in between the thing that's not lower, the two panels of wood that's not sealed up completely. There's definitely a way for a spider to kind of make their way in. You see a window that's like just cracked open ever so slightly for you, if that's what you're interested in doing.
And I'm just gonna take a probably more than noticeable look around, just assuming everyone is at that party.
You can roll me a perception if you want to, but the streets do look pretty empty as it stands now.
Well, advantage. Thank you, Insomnia. Come on, please, God.
That's true.
Fuck.
Nope. You gather you're as alone as you possibly could be at this time.
And I'm just going to, a la Willy Wonka, walk, somersault, and as I somersault, I just
Spider.
shrink.
Into a little tiny spiders. The jacket disappears, and you are a spider. We need to get you a spider mask. That is like a wolf or a fox, but it's fine.
I'm a wolf spider.
Oh.
I hate you so fucking much. Okay. Wolf spider. You make your
Okay, got
you turn
it.
into this little small tiny little spider and make your way through the gap in the window and find yourself in a empty office. Do I have the offices here? I do. Skirt. Oh no, I don't. Okay. But we're gonna theater of the mind it. So you find your way into kind of the side back room, and it actually looks like you've entered through a bedroom in the back of the offices, kind of at the southeastern lower corner. The bed is a single, but the sheets on it are quite nice, look fairly expensive, like decently, like something a lawyer who made a little money at one point in their life could have probably afforded. But you do see it is quite old and weathered, and it's maybe not in the best shape anymore. Other than that, there's a nightstand, a small writing desk, and a pretty simple setup here. There is a door, and you can see just a little gap under it, but there's no light coming through. It doesn't look like anyone's even in the office right now.
Just look around, see the crack. Take off right towards the door. I'm just looking for any person, any living creature.
Okay. You go under the door, and you find yourself in this kind of large central office area. There's a wall with two gaps on either side, and behind that wall is a little office that looks like it's used by maybe one of the lawyers that's just on your right as you make your way through the door. As you kind of go off into the main entryway thoroughfare, you see a secretary's desk, and you see a woman just kind of hunched over writing notes in what looks like a schedule. You don't recognize her as either of the two that attended the funeral. And there's like a sitting area in the corner, some bookshelves with legal books on them, and then a staircase that appears to kind of lead up from the thing. And then there's one more closed door at the northeastern corner of the building, kind of opposite to the door you just came out. Like, you just loop up into it if you wanted.
Say I would definitely stop at her and like take a mental note, but then I'm just like looking around, no talking. I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna go towards the what looks like an office door first.
Okay. So you just kind of turn to the right, follow it up, and loop back, kind of creating like a U pattern basically, and go under. And you do see now that you're in what looks like the main office. So it looks like one lawyer kind of has their little setup outside on the wall behind the secretary's desk, but this is the bigger, nicer office for whoever the main practitioner of law is here. You see books stacked to the ceiling. You see piles of books on the writing desk in the room. It's all pretty organized, but there's a lot of shit just in here. There's legal documents everywhere. They have all been organized and labeled, and you see file cabinets everywhere. It is just... You ever see like a super organized mess, if that makes sense? Mm-hmm. It's basically that. I live in one. Yeah, like man has to just squeeze in and go sideways between legal boxes containing different file notes and everything, but it is very well organized and alphabetical.
You go right back out. Just looking for talking people. I think that's what do I hear any talking at all? That's
roll me a perception check.
Well, once I pop out of that room. Oh, you've rolled off a 20.
Yeah, you don't hear anyone talking. As far as you can gather, the secretary is the only person here, and she looks like she's just hunched over. You can't even see her face. It's just brown hair kind of covering her. She's writing intently in this schedule that looks like before. It looks like she's planning out several different meetings and everything. Has all that information right in front of her.
Gonna go ahead and just like almost do like little spider circles, kind of going like fuck. I'm gonna climb up, and spiders can go 20 feet. That seems very fast for a spider.
No, spiders be fast as fuck, dude.
Wolf spider.
Yeah, wolf spiders are real fast. Yeah, basically.
I'm just gonna book her up, spider climb all the way up to the ceiling, and then I'd like to spider web my way above. I'd like to do a little Spider-Man reading.
Just kind of, okay. So roll me a perception check, because you're upside down hanging from a ceiling while you're trying to read this.
What? Come on, you bastard! Off a 16 to an 8. God.
A 10 is what you needed to succeed. It was pretty basic. You see before her is a book depicting a pretty simple schedule for each day, just slotted hour by hour. And you see around this time today, there's just been a big scratch across what looks like it says meeting with Saul's people. And it's just been crossed out and filled in with meeting with company people. And you gather that is likely where they are today. Other than that, you just see various appointments, like he has a meeting with Willow about her will or anything like that, like who she's leaving the inn to. So you see some other names you're familiar with popping out, but the slot, whether it was supposed to be for your guys, has now seemingly been taken by the Drudge Hill Trading Co. Or TTC for short, which does not mean the Toronto Transit Commission. Just so we're clear, because apparently that's the thing.
Loosely based, though.
Loosely based on the TTC, yes.
Yeah.
Imagine spider silk coming out of Ryan's butt.
Yeah.
You don't have to imagine it, baby.
It's happening.
It's true. Come to my Twitch. It's gonna happen. No.
I don't think I want to see that,
We're
dude.
taking Spidey serum on Twitch.
TOS. Yeah, it's gonna happen. I'm Toby Maguire. I'm
The
gonna.
real Spider-Man.
Oh shit. I definitely make note of that. And
Fair enough.
I'm gonna climb up, up back to the ceiling, and I'm gonna buck her out of there.
Okay, not gonna look around for anything else. Fair enough. Sounds good. You make your way back through the way you came out the window, and I guess make your way back to the inn. Do you have any other plans that you're trying to do while you have spider form active?
I mean, if I can go 20 feet, I should be able to get there. I have an hour of transformation, so if I can get back to the tavern as a spider, that'd be lovely.
Yes, you definitely can. While all that is happening, we'll say that took about 20, maybe 30 minutes tops. What are the two of you doing in the tavern?
I thought of what I was gonna do earlier.
Hey!
Let's go. Before you forget it again, you go first.
I'm gonna go to Willow. Our day has been extended.
Yes, I've been informed you're staying another night with us. I couldn't be happier. You can see her
enough. I
eyes are
wasn't sure
pretty
if they,
glazed over at this point. She's definitely
Oh yeah.
a little. She's buzzing. She's buzzing.
I wasn't sure
She's
if
so
I had
happy.
informed
Right.
you or not. I was gonna let you know that you can bill them directly.
Oh, I will be. Don't you worry. In fact, maybe have a couple extra drinks and we'll bill him a little extra.
I'll be sure to do that.
Perfect. Glad you understand the spirit of things. What can I do for you? Is there...
Well, while I'm here, might as well get those drinks started, I suppose.
Oi! More drinks! And she just points to the ginger dude. Hasn't even bothered to introduce him, just
Oh man.
sends it. He comes over. Right. Well, perhaps you could be a little bit nicer to me, seeing as I'm your husband and all. She's like, nope, I think that's good enough for me. And just goes right back to drinking. Just completely ignores him. He's like, right.
Oh no.
Pretty used to that by now. He just goes back to the inn and starts serving more people. You can tell he's happy. Like, this is pretty standard back and forth that they generally share at this point.
I'm just gonna take the drinks he gave me and go to the table.
It's pretty decently strong whiskey when you kind of sip it. Pretty good. Xechas, what are you getting up to?
I'm just gonna kind of go sit at the table and
People watch?
skulk.
Okay.
Yep.
We're skulking. Love that. Back to Vite Carl. You return to the inn as a small spider. You're currently standing outside the Rotten Timber Tavern.
I'd like to my way in. Going up the top. I want to go through the top crack in the door, and I'm just going up the ceiling, finding our table, seeing my boys there, and I'd like to go over to. Is it a corner table?
Yeah, it's the same corner table under the stairs every time at this point.
I was hoping you'd put us. If you put baby in a corner, I love you. And I go up to the corner behind Dusty, and with my spider web, I would like to write some cat.
Sure. Roll me a dexterity check. Just to see how good you, with advantage, because you're a spider. This is in your
I'm a
nature.
Spitter.
You're a spider. What's up, Alice? Welcome
Really
in.
high dex.
I feel like they do.
Yeah, not the worst.
Okay,
Add
sure.
one to this.
Sure.
And hup. boop, and up, boop. Okay, 3 and 17.
Okay.
19.
Okay, so the 19 is more than enough. You just begin writing some cat in a spider web above Dusty. You even managed to get a little arrow pointing down towards him in the message. That is true. You're just some cat.
Some cat, and then I make my way down to my regular chair, sit there as a spider, and y'all just see like a shadowy, furry thing kind of grow up, and then... Hello!
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Dusty, I feel like Dusty doesn't look surprised because he knows you left. So he's just kind of like, well, did you get what you were going for?
Not quite, but did learn one little thing. We're gonna have a great bedtime story, don't worry.
Fair enough. Then he's gonna look.
Some cat with an arrow pointing right down at you.
And I mean it, too.
Well, thank you, I suppose.
So, as you all enjoy the
As
festivities.
he struggles with whether or not to be offended.
Yeah.
The girl's just sitting there, just, aha! Yeah.
Cat is a derogatory term.
Oh,
I
shit.
prefer tabaxi, okay?
I'm
So-
in the woods.
As you all enjoy the festivities of the afternoon, sometime around dinner time, the dinner crowd starts to come in. The party kind of begins to wind to a close as people are more concerned about getting their supper. You see Willow probably around mid-afternoon disappear, likely to go sleep it off in the back. She definitely tied one on today. And the evening begins to arrive. Is there any business you would all like to accomplish before you go up to the room?
I'm gonna go to Willow's husband.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna, you seem like, it's been a hell of a night for you.
Well, I definitely made my weight in tips. I'm not going to complain about that.
And you seem like you're gonna have a hell of a morning. He says.
Oh, I'll be fine. She's going to have a hell of a morning.
But she seems like she's gonna give you a hell of a morning.
Nah, I'm gonna feed her some bacon, and she'll be fine.
Well, fair enough.
Believe me, this isn't the first time we've gone down this road.
He's gonna put a gold piece on the counter and slide it over to him.
Well, I'm not going to say no to that. And he puts it right in his pocket immediately. Don't tell her you gave me that. I'm keeping it for me.
Your secret's safe with me.
Good. Can I get you anything else before we close down for the night?
I'm alright for now. Appreciate you.
Have yourself a good one. We're going to be boarding up the door pretty soon here, so make yourself comfortable. You'll be in for a long night.
I'm gonna give him a nod and start heading to the room.
Okay. You guys make your way up to the bedroom. Close the door behind you. Are we soundproofing again? Is that the plan?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
You appropriately weed-proof the room, dudes. And you are 3 of you left in your not entirely unpleasant sleeping arrangement. What do you guys want to discuss?
I flop down on the bed, and then I flip over on my stomach, kick my legs up, and I go, I've got news.
Huh?
Turns out, got our meeting canceled by the trading company.
Interesting.
Yes, trading their people, which, if I'm assuming, I gotta assume the blonde one. Orzi? Orsa.
I would
Ursa.
imagine it was probably Orza, yeah.
Orsa, right. That explains a lot about why they were so nervous, I think. But I still want to know more. Information's power.
It is. I mean, there's no shortage of people that get nervous when dealing with the company. It's always a bit, iffy at best.
They give that vibe. Well, at the very least, we know what to keep an eye out for, and I just don't know with her. That Orza, she gives a very powerful energy. I feel like she could kill any one of us if she wanted. She could just think it, I think.
Well, I'm unsure of that, but it's definitely a slope that's gonna be rather slippery when we start picking around.
I think so.
I should let y'all know, the governor, our good friend Hebscorn, slipped me this, and he's gonna pull out the key.
Oh.
Baby. Cheddar, my boy.
Little man.
You were a lobster earlier, baby.
You were a lobster.
You were a lobster.
You were a lobster.
And then you had bacon.
Everyone say hi to Chowder.
Hey, Chowder.
He's looking like, what the fuck is a lobster?
So, what were you saying? You take out the key. You hold in your hands a shiny metallic. You wanted this. You scratched all up on the door. Go free. You pull out this key, and it is made from... looks like iron, but it's quite polished. It's got a very nice sheen to it, but it's a very simple key with kind of weird shape at the end, where normally a key is kind of just a simple pair of grooves or whatever it may be. This one has kind of a circular shape at the end that looks like it would fit in a very specific slot. It's just a series of seemingly random bends and stuff at the end of it, but it definitely looks like a normal key, but the end just has like a cylinder on the end with some weird patterns in it. Xechas, roll me.
If I've ever seen anything like that.
Yeah, I want to say history check, but this is like something that you might remember personally, so you could go just pure intelligence if you wanted.
I'd rather do history.
Do history then.
It's better.
Just
Fuck
don't.
it, I'm doing
you
the
don't have the rule. You have
doing the
advantage
thing.
from somebody. That is true.
Oh, yes.
From
let's use
Kieran.
that now.
Yeah, from Kieran.
Okay. Yeah.
Much better. You recognize not this key in particular, but you do recognize Saul's handiwork. This is definitely a key made by him. It is very similar to the one he used to use for the workshop that the two of you shared back in the city of Whitethorn on Felloruun. There's something very familiar about it. Definitely appears to be made by the hands of your former mentor. You have no idea what it goes for. Not even with a roll that high.
That's very interesting. It appears that Saul himself made that key.
Could it be for where we're going, maybe?
I would imagine the governor gave it to me when he said we were going to the mansion, so it's got to be somewhere in there. We'll just have to find where it goes to. Must have been important.
Yes. Whatever it is probably not easily found.
What?
I see your fucking smirk, dude.
I'm just having fun. I've never done a mystery D&D campaign before. I'm enjoying this. This is a good time. It's a good time. Kayla prepared me for this by making me listen to like 16 hours of a true crime podcast when we drove to Philly. Like, I'm locked in, baby. Let's go.
Perhaps it's the key to victory.
Yeah. Okay, you can leave now. You can get the fuck out.
Perhaps the key to victory was the friends we made along the way.
You can also leave. This is just a campaign for Ryan now. That's it. That's all you get.
Maybe
That's all
the
you
key
get.
victory is gay.
Solo DM campaign.
Yep, just me. I'm playing with myself on Twitch now. We're going down there. But
Nice,
yes,
what a way to go out.
definitely appears to be a key made by Soul specifically for you guys.
Well, we'll have to keep an eye out.
Yeah, indeed. When we head over to the mansion tomorrow, if we can get some time where we're just kind of roaming around without anyone on our asses, then perhaps we can find what this goes to.
Yes.
Right.
And for safekeeping, would you like to keep it in here? And I open my bag of holding. You just see a black void.
That'd probably be best, yeah. I don't know how that thing works, but you seem to be able to pull out a lot of random shit. So,
It's quite handy. You can just toss it in if you'd like.
He'll
It
drop
would
the
be,
key
yeah.
into the bag.
As you drop it, it just disappears.
The fucking bag explodes.
It was a portal. The key was a portal. Get fucked. Enjoy the astral sea, bitch. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
The cup was a port key.
Craziest way to teach
The key is a
ever.
port key.
Second episode. Just
Campaign's over. Hope y'all liked it.
bye-bye.
Wild crossover.
Yep.
Now there's just
JK,
a
it's a
giant
one
rip
shot.
to the astral sea.
Yeah, you guys all get to
in the
chill.
middle.
This is an astral sea campaign now. Like, let's have fun with that. Nothing out of the ordinary happens. The bag disappears into the bag. Any other orders of
Wow.
business to get through tonight?
No, I think today was very. It was good. It put a lot of things in perspective.
It definitely was eye-opening.
We've only scratched the surface barely.
I would, man.
Well, let's keep scratching.
That's one hell of a post. I would like to scratch it.
Shout out a nice
Get
scratching.
it? Because I'm a cat? I'm
Yeah.
a cat?
Yeah.
I want to scratch the scratching, but okay. I'll see
Oh,
myself.
so it's all
out.
right for him to
fine.
say it.
Of course, it's all right for him to say it. He's a cat. Racist.
I prefer tabaxi.
You want to go? You want to be free? Okay. Thank you for coming to say hi. I'll be done in 2 minutes and then I can feed you. So, as you all begin to tuck in for another evening's rest, you feel it's... Yes, Xechas.
I'm a bit paranoid, so I'm not gonna sleep today. I'm gonna stay up.
Valid, no surprise there.
Okay.
So,
Y'all don't
as...
need to know that, but
Yeah, as Dusty and Vite Carl go to bed, Xechas kind of leans back on his bed and doesn't quite mime sleeping, but doesn't make it seem like he's staying awake per se. And you all begin to find an evening's rest. You feel colder than the previous nights. It's definitely cooler in here than it was the night before. You have no window for basis on what's going on outside at all, but there definitely is kind of an uneasy feeling in the air. And Dusty and Vite Carl, you both fall asleep. And around probably midnight-ish, sometime in the middle of the night, both of you are startled awake. Xechas, you're also startled but not awake by the sound of bells beginning to ring around the town, coming from the walls. Loud bells. Bing! Bing! You hear gunfire erupt from the walls around you. You hear shots going off into the night, and then you hear silence. Absolutely nothing. And then a blood-curdling scream splits the night air. I'm not going to do it because I can't scream that high and I just got my voice back. I'm not trying to fucking fuck it up again. The sound of a woman screaming. Fucking A. Sorry, chat. Lucky I have a
You're
limiter.
welcome, everybody.
I have a limiter on the volume so you won't go over a certain point. Thank fuck.
But my neighbors don't. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, that is exactly what you hear. And then the scream is cut short completely, as if something cut it off right in the middle of it. Literally. And that is where we will end the session for tonight.
Oh, shit.
I'm so excited.
Oh boy.
This has been really fun. Thank you all
There's
for
already-
coming to hang out. Sorry about the scream. And of course, we're going to leave it on a cliffhanger, guys. You can't just...
Oh, man.
Yeah, of course. Blood-curdling scream.
What we do.
Very good way to end the session. So that's where we're going to call it, folks. We will be back next Monday for some adventures. We're also trying to put together a Christmas one-shot at some point, probably either now or just before the new year, like around Christmas as we get. Stuart! My boy! I love you! He's so sweet. He's so sweet. It was a good scream. That one got me. But, yeah, we'll be back next week. We're going to find someone to raid out on, but while I do that, why don't y'all take a minute to tell the people about what you got going on? Are y'all doing any streams? Well, it's just Ryan, and then we know going to be doing streams. But if everyone wants
I'm
to just...
playing Minecraft tonight.
Oh, let's go. You know, we're going to be swinging in for that. What time are you going live?
Probably like half hour.
Okay, word. We gotta hydrate from Brandon Wolf Gaming. Thank you.
I need that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. That was a good scream. Goddamn. That is where we'll pick up next week. JT, why don't you go ahead and tell the people what you got going on while I'm getting the raid ready here.
You can catch me playing games with the homies. I do have my own Twitch channel, but it's kind of inactive until I can move, as I keep saying. Otherwise, you can catch me on Fridays or Saturdays, depending on the work schedule for Rusty over here, for some Baldur's Gate Honor mode. Hard.
We're going to be streaming this Saturday.
And you can catch me here on Monday. Otherwise, I play games sometimes with other people in other places.
Hell yeah, guys. Keep an eye out for him. Ryan, what do you got going on? Minecraft later. What about the rest of the week?
Minecraft later, and gonna just jam as much fun as I can until Thursday, because then my face is exploding.
Yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you there. And Chris, what do you got going on, buddy? You got a Stewart. You have Cat. I love that. We don't need to say anything more than that. We're going to raid out to DM Feanor. He's running a game right now. I haven't got to spend a lot of time in there with them, but hopefully you all enjoy that campaign as well. I want to thank everybody for coming to hang out with me today. Just while I got you here, if you want to, join the Discord, check out the YouTube where all of our videos will be uploaded the Friday after they come out. So the games on Monday, video come out Friday. Last but not least, if you got the emotes and would like to use them, feel free to drop a Rusty raid in the chat on over there. But I think that is it for today. So, with all that being said, y'all know the spiel. I have been Rusty. These have been my friends. And you all have been wonderful. We'll see you tomorrow. Or Wednesday, for Way Back Wednesday. Tomorrow's not Wednesday. We'll see you Wednesday. Bye!